Welcome back to Call Sign Horse, where we are going to be talking about Airsoft's biggest oopsie as of late. For those of you who missed it, Jet Desert Fox recently put out a video where, well, I'll just show you.
Oh, fuck! You shot my fucking tooth out!
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, fuck! Fuck!
You know you don't have iPro on, too?
Yeah, it shot off! Bro, you should, cease fire!
Yeah, it hasn't been received super great by the community as a whole. For those of you who somehow missed it, dude gets full outed by Jet, his iPro gets knocked off, and he loses a tooth. People are pretty divided on this. There are people who are saying Jet's completely in the wrong and needs to do something. There's people who say the guy who got shot's completely in the wrong. There are people saying both parties are in the wrong. There are people saying no one's in the wrong. At the end of the day, this guy lost his tooth, and I kind of want to talk about ways this could have been prevented without throwing blame at everyone and everything in sight. Now, before we get into this, full disclosure, I have no relationship with Jet Desert Fox, no relationship with Milsim West, no relationship with Desert Fox Events, no relationship with any of the people you saw in that video, period. I may be mistaken, I may know someone who was in that video, and if that's the case, that's on me. I didn't recognize them, and I'm sorry. But I highly doubt I have any connection with anybody in this video. I'm just putting that out there because I do know Storm Company went to the event. I did not recognize any Storm Company guys, though, in the video. So, with that out of the way, let's get into what happened here and how it could have been prevented. So, for starters, let's talk about the guy who got his tooth shot out, because I am a firm believer in the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I'm going to talk to you about exactly what an ounce of prevention looks like in Airsoft. This is my Milsim helmet that I'm putting together. It is not done yet, so don't scream at me about how it's imperfect yet. But as you can see right here on the front, you have a mesh mask. This mesh mask cost me $20. This is not a joke. $20, and I have a good quality mesh mask that's going to protect my face when I get shot in the face. Pair that with my big dumbass looking goggles that I'm pretty sure you guys have seen in 100 videos at this point. And I am 99.9% sure that if I get shot in the face, the worst that'll happen is it'll scare me. End of discussion. No if, and, or but. Roll credits on that one. This guy in the video was not wearing any form of face protection. He was wearing iPro, and that's it. Now, in his defense, Milsim West does not require any sort of face protection. However, it is on you if something bad happens and say you lose a tooth. There's a reason I wear a mesh mask when I play Airsoft. I don't want to have to go home and explain to my parents, or anyone really, that a tooth got shot out playing Airsoft and now I have to go to the dentist to get it fixed. Dentists are not cheap. Even though I have a great dentist, it's still going to be a lot of money to get a tooth shoved back into my face. I'd rather spend the $20 on the mesh mask to just make sure that doesn't happen. I have a friend, Lily, who played Airsoft with me and got shot in the face a few times and bought a mesh mask right after because the shit hurts. It's not fun to get shot in the face a dozen times by an Airsoft gun. So don't let it happen. Just put a mesh mask on and it suddenly solves a big part of your problem. Now, let's talk about what Jet did wrong. And I'm going to say this. I think full auto that close at someone's face, probably not the best play. I'm not going to sit here and say he's completely wrong, he needs to be punished and banned off the internet. No. What he did was stupid, but understandably stupid. Tell me, most of the people watching this are airsofters, tell me you have not ever lit somebody up full auto way too close and then kind of went, probably shouldn't have done that. I've done it, you've done it, everyone's done it, and you feel bad about it. But at the end of the day, it is part of the game. Is it a fun part of the game? No, getting full auto point blank never feels good. But sadly, it is a part of the game. If you can't handle that, I'm sorry, but maybe this isn't the hobby for you. I'm not trying to be an elitist or anything. I'm just saying people do stupid things, people get panicked, people get up in the heat of the moment, which I honestly think is kind of what happened here, and people get hurt. We're not made of nanomachines, son. You're gonna get hurt playing a game where you're shooting high velocity projectiles at one another. Could Jet have done anything differently? Yeah, I think if he eased up on that trigger a little bit, we probably would avoid this problem in its entirety. Maybe just had some bitching and Peter Griffining by this poor guy who got shot. But overall, this really does come down to prevention over anything. Again, $20. And these things don't, like, suffocate you or anything. They're very comfortable masks. Hell, I know the guy who's still wearing a mask from COVID is telling you this, but I mean, I can't get over this. Just please buy a mesh mask or a full face mask or something. Buy something to protect your face, because honestly, the $20 to $30 you're going to spend protecting your face, well worth it compared to the several hundreds of thousands of dollars you're going to spend to fix it. Now, there is two other things I want to touch on. The first one is a whole bunch of people saying Jet's an evil bastard of a person and needs to, be punished for his transgressions against the airsoft community. I would like to show you all a little bit more than the Reddit clip I showed you does.
Hey, his teeth are shot out.
All right. Does not stop the game.
Yeah, you scared the shit came out.
So,
I was shooting something.
hey man, never mind.
You didn't make it, man.
Ian?
You're good, Jeff.
Hey, boys! Hey, boys!
Yeah, you didn't mean to shoot. Okay, you're fine.
Like,
It's airsoft, man. You're fine.
Hey, Ryan, let's set security out here while everybody catches up.
That's about right.
Found it.
It's good shit, though.
Your tooth? Yeah.
All right. You want me to hold it for you, dude? I got a pocket for it.
hey man, I'm sorry, dude. I did not intentionally try to shoot your face out, but it's part of the game. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, I'm going.
Anybody you drove with him or anything?
Hey, that's me.
What happened?
He was pawing that corner. I pied it faster. Yeah.
As you can see in the video, Jet does go to check on the guy and talk to him a little bit, and there's even people saying a shot-out tooth doesn't stop the game. In a Milsim event, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. In a local skirmish game, yeah, you're probably going to see people call timeout if someone does get an injury like that, because, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But in a Milsim event where hundreds of people are showing up to play, yeah, a shot-out tooth really doesn't cancel the game. Someone getting seriously injured does. With that being said, everybody in this video, at least from what I could see, was treating the situation pretty much the way it needed to be treated. The guy was clearly in a lot of pain after losing a tooth. I mean, hell, I'm not going to sit here and say I could take what he did. But most of the people were just kind of saying it's part of the game, and for the most part, I agree with that statement. Did the guy who got shot do something wrong? Yeah, he should have wore a mask. Did Jet do something wrong? Yeah, he probably shouldn't have full outed the guy point blank. But it's important to remember that he did go at least talk to the guy and apologize for shooting him in the face and admit it was an accident. And further to the point, I don't think he was maliciously actually trying to hurt the guy. We'll get to Jet being a dick in a minute, but why would he release a video where he talks about how he wasn't maliciously trying to hurt the guy, explaining that, he was using a standard airsoft gun without any crazy upgrades, and he was following the rules of the game? To me, it seems a lot less like covering your ass and a lot more like just being honest about the nature of our hobby. It can be a little bit dangerous in certain environments. Do I think his reaction in the video was a little scuffed? Obviously, but I'm kind of a dick, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, there is one big thing that I do want to talk about, and that is various accolades, or no, not accolades, various accounts, shall we say, of people witnessing Desert Vox being a dickhead. Now, all of this evidence is anecdotal, but I do think it warrants mentioning because I see a lot of the same story popping up again and again and again. A lot of it revolves around not following the rules of the game, which I think is why this kind of got blown up a little bit more than it needed to be, because when a lot of people say someone cheats, and then you see something like this, it's easy to draw the conclusion that they were cheating in some way by full autoing, period. I was under the impression personally that at Milsim West games, only support weapons were allowed to use full auto. This apparently is not correct. I could be mistaken, so don't take my word as gospel, but to my knowledge, they have changed that, and now riflemen can use their weapon in full auto should they choose to. And support gunners still can. I think the only restriction now is like DMRs that have a full auto option or sidearms. I could be wrong. Do not take that as the word of God. That's me just trying to speak about this in a sensible manner. But I'm going to go over a little story that a friend of mine sent to me, and I'm going to try and maybe shed some light on this. Now, I'm not going to be mentioning my friend by name, but I am going to be showing our conversation. Everything information-wise has been blurred out, so don't try and hunt this person down. It's not going to be worth your time. Quote, 100% in the wrong, not to mention he got lit up by multiple LMGs that night and didn't call his hits. Then had the audacity to ask us why we were pissed at him. Never meet your heroes. Continuing on. Also, I forgot to mention that there was gates that only cadres could open. Cadres at Milsim West events are leaders, if you will. Like, leaders. Like, they lead a group of, like, 20 to 30 guys. Not entirely sure how it works, but it sounds kind of like a good idea. That only cadres could open, and while we were camped, he drove over in an admin vehicle to use the one closest to us. So all of us were thinking, oh, it's the guy that owns the land, or it's the head Milsim West guy. No, it was Jet, and when he asked, he was immediately and when asked who he was, he immediately full autos the guard, which wouldn't be a big issue, but he was driving in an admin vehicle. At Milsim West, admin vehicles are not to be shot at, admins are not to be shot at, so if he was riding in an admin vehicle, he was cheating. Do I know for a fact that Jet did this? No. So don't take this and say it's evidence that Jet was cheating, because it's not. This is purely anecdotal. I cannot confirm, deny anything. So, what is the big takeaway from this event? Two things. One, mesh mask. I swear to God, buy a mesh mask. $20 to save your teeth, people. It's not that hard. And the second thing, don't just full auto people point blank. It's not fun. It's going to make you look like a jackass, and everyone who isn't going to look into it at all think you're an asshole. So, yeah. Mesh mask and semi-auto only. With that being said, I'm glad I can say I'm done with this video and can hopefully work on more fun projects like my vest. Should be out later this week talking about my setup for my vest, the little project I've been working on. But until that video drops, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope it could enlighten you a little bit. Please, if you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this whole situation. Do you think Jet was in the wrong? Do you think the guy who got shot was in the wrong? Who do you think is to blame? Do you think no one's to blame? Do you think I'm an idiot? Please, let me know. I'm eager to hear what you have to say. And with that all out of the way, subscribe for more heresy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.